Tonight, the court isn't just a battlefield. It's the stage where legends clash in a dance of greatness that reverberates deep through the soul of Dub Nation. And if you thought this offseason was bleak with zero signings and the endless Kuminga saga looming over Chase Center, hold on to your hearts, because the NBA's marquee moments are still pulsating with the Warriors at the center of the storm. Welcome back to Warriors News Fan Report, where raw truths collide with splash-era passion. Smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so your heart never misses a beat. Now, picture this. The leaked Christmas Day schedule just dropped. And while the Warriors haven't made the headline-grabbing moves everyone hoped for, the league clearly believes the Warriors story Steph Curry's artistry, Draymond Green's tenacity, Klay Thompson's quiet rebirth, is a force that still commands the grandest stage. But let's get real. The real narrative, the heartbeat behind the pageantry, isn't just about splashy three-pointers or clutch defensive stands. It's about one name that looms like a titan over every NBA moment. LeBron James, the opening. Night marquee matchup? Lakers versus Warriors in LA, LeBron versus Curry. It's electric just to say it. The tension between those two has been the NBA's pulse for over a decade, and this new season reeks of that epic saga continuing. Pull back and look. LeBron's career stats dwarf nearly everyone. Over 42,000 points forged through sheer will, 21 All-NBA selections, 6 MVPs, and ironclad durability that's almost otherworldly. When you do the math, he's logged nearly 500 more games than Steph, pushing himself past limits many thought impossible. Yeah, Curry can light up the scoreboard with his 91% free throw shooting and sublime dribbling wizardry. But LeBron's the Iron Giant rebounding, facilitating, defending with a physicality that reshapes what it means to be a modern basketball player. The myth of LeBron, that unstoppable force chasing immortality, is in every highlight, every stat line, and every whispered locker room conversation across the league. And here's the kicker. Despite the Warriors' struggle to pull together a flashy offseason, the NBA's Christmas Day lineups, packed with the best in the game minus Kawhi, Morant, and other stars sidelined by injuries or shifts, scream out that the spotlight still shines brightest where Steph and LeBron collide. Imagine the wait in the locker rooms in LA and Golden State before that first tip. Steph, draped in Dub Nation's unyielding faith. LeBron, a relentless competitor chasing history's crown. Both know the other's legacy is burning brighter. As the seasons wear on, making every shot, every assist, every battle on the hardwood feel like a page ripped straight from the annals of NBA lore. But here's the part no one saw coming beyond the familiar duels between Curry and LeBron. The Christmas Day showdown enriches itself with Klay Thompson returning to Chase Center to face the Mavericks, spotlighting that rare, almost mythic showdown of Splash Brothers versus the relentless grit of Dallas' Luka Doncic. And don't overlook the strategic chess match brewing as Draymond Green faces off against Anthony Davis, each embodying a physicality and leadership style that could tilt this season's balance of power. Yet, beneath the surface buzz and the palpable excitement, Dub Nation can't help but question, are these marquee matchups the prelude to another Warriors title run, or just a glittering distraction masking the cracks widening in Golden State's roster and cap flexibility? The Kuminga saga casts a long shadow. The front office's silence on pivotal signings speaks volumes. And as the other playoff contenders, Knicks, Cavs, Nuggets, sharpen their claws, the pressure mounts exponentially. Could the Warriors' storied resilience, the We Believe grit, the memory of that magical 73-9 season and the stirring 2022 championship run magnetized through Klay's Game 6 masterclass and the relentless drive of Curry's relentless quest for a fifth ring be enough to weather this perfect storm? Or is this a crucial crossroads where the relentless pace of the NBA's evolution leaves even the greatest franchises teetering on the edge? The numbers tell a story, but emotion is the undercurrent. Here, Steph's legacy entwined in every celebrated splash, LeBron's historic ascent shattering every moment, and Dub Nation's collective heart pounding to the rhythm of that looming December tip-off. The Warriors might not yet have the moves, the blockbuster trades, the money moves shouting from the rooftops, but don't mistake that for irrelevance. The Warriors remain a must-watch saga, a beacon for basketball purists and hardcore fans alike, underscored by this unshakable truth: LeBron and Curry's monumental rivalry, set to reignite in prime time, transcends individual teams. It's the living narrative of this modern basketball era. So as the season edges closer, as the heat of playoff seeding intensifies, and the front office wrestles with tough calls behind the scenes, it's not just about who wins these marquee matchups. It's about what they reveal about legacy, grit, and the fragility of greatness. As a lifelong Dub Nation believer, my pulse is racing just writing this. Because this is the moment when legends meet and no one knows if this is the ignition point for our next title run or the crack that splits our legacy. Drop your unfiltered takes in the comments. I'll be right there, heart in hand. In the eye of a storm that could redefine the very DNA of the Golden State Warriors, one question burns hotter than the Bay Area's summer sun. Is this the moment Dub Nation wakes up to a seismic shift or the dawn of an unbreakable renaissance? If you're as locked in as I am for Warriors News Fan Report, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a second of the drama from the Bay to the Chase Center. Picking up exactly where we left off, the latest moves in the trade market has sent ripples not just through the league, but deep into the psyche of this Warriors team. What was initially anticipated as a subtle tweak has morphed into a thunderclap. Front office whispers that were once private have leaked like wildfire, suggesting a whirlwind cleanup operation that could alter not only the roster, but the entire culture within the locker room. Remember when the Warriors orchestrated their historic 2015 coup that flipped the NBA script, stitching together the perfect blend of recipe and talent? We're staring down a chapter with just as many variables and, dare I say, as much risk. Imagine the pressure cooker atmosphere players who once operated in perfect, symbiotic rhythm now potentially facing new teammates, playing styles, and leadership dynamics. What does it mean for Coach Kerr's masterful strategy, famous for its motion offense and defensive disruptions that made the Warriors instantly recognizable? Will Kerr have to reinvent his playbook midway through a rebuilding season, or is this a bold gamble that sets the stage for a new golden age? On salary cap details, the Warriors front office is clearly playing a complicated chess game, shuffling contracts, hunting for cap flexibility, and negotiating with the razor-sharp precision of a seasoned general to avoid any long-term financial cliffhangers. The ripple of this strategy extends into potential upcoming draft picks and summer free agent decisions. It's a balancing act between investing in youth and experience. Now, let's talk chemistry. Not just the stat sheets on either side of the ball, but the intangible electric synergy that has powered splash plays through every finals run. From 2015's We Believe springboard to the gut punch heartbreak of 73-9, and the triumphant roar in 2022's clutch Game 6 heroics courtesy of Klay Thompson's thunderous outbursts. Will this be the moment the team fractures under pressure or forges unbreakable bonds forged from adversity? But here's the twist no one saw coming. Amid swirling rumors of high-profile exits and surprising acquisitions, there's chatter about a potential internal conflict brewing between the veterans and emerging stars. Could this be the source of clubhouse tension that either fuels relentless hunger or unseats harmony? The whispers are getting louder, and the closer we look, the more we see that this isn't just about who gets more minutes or whose name is in trade talks. It's about the very DNA of this Warriors culture being stretched, tested, and maybe even rewritten. Could it be that the same intensity that's fueled their greatest playoff pushes is now the very spark risking an internal wildfire? We have yet to see how Draymond Green's voice, as the fiery floor general and unfiltered truth-teller, will mesh with the personalities of the new faces. Draymond's leadership has always been as much about confrontation as it is about inspiration. He pushes teammates to their limits. But in this shifting roster dynamic, will that push ignite new leadership among the young guns? or create friction that leaves bruises not visible on the stat sheet. Steph Curry's quiet but powerful influence has been the glue in moments like this. Yet even Steph knows that reshuffling roles midstream can unsettle the entire flow of the team's on-court chemistry. These dynamics could either unlock visionary, new plays that shatter expectations, a faster, more unpredictable attack with fresh legs and unscouted tendencies, or unravel the carefully calibrated unit that has been the Warriors' trademark for the better part of a decade. Imagine a playoff series where that trademark motion offense, perfected through years of shared instinct, suddenly stutters because a new piece doesn't see the read in time, or a veteran hesitates on a pass he's thrown 1,000 times. 1 second's doubt can swing an entire series, and in the Western Conference gauntlet, there is no margin for hesitation. And what about the mental toughness that propelled this team through decades of finals heartbreak and Phoenix-like rises? That resilience, forged through Game 7 gut punches and injury-plagued seasons, might be tested in ways fans have never witnessed before. The pressure now isn't just coming from outside critics and the national media. It's building inside the very walls of the Chase Center. When veterans feel their championship window narrowing and younger players sense their moment to rise, the collision of timelines can either accelerate greatness or rip at the seams dot in the broader historical lens. This scenario recalls some of the most pivotal moments from Golden State's storied history. The gamble to trade Monta Ellis for Andrew Bogut that changed the team's defensive identity. The shocking midseason Kevin Durant signing that tilted the league on its axis. And yes, the high-wire decisions during the Cleveland Finals of 2016 when a suspension and an injury altered a dynasty's arc. Every era-defining choice has carried the same duality, glory, or collapse. Will this be another heartbreak chapter that demands years to recover from, or the rekindling of the near invincibility we saw during the 2017 championship run? The stakes couldn't be higher. With rumors swirling around potential blockbuster trades involving core pieces, it feels like Dub Nation is holding its breath, caught between hope and fear. Fans are dissecting every body language cue, every practice video clip, searching for signs. Are they unified, or is there a quiet divide forming? Front office moves now will not only shape the roster on paper, but decide which voices dominate. The locker room. In this environment, one wrong addition can feel like an anchor dragging morale into the deep, and one right addition can feel like the match that lights the next title run, the stew of emotions inside. The Chase Center is reaching a boiling point, the kind where even pre-game warm-ups feel charged with a different kind of electricity. You can sense it in the way the coaching staff huddles longer than usual, in how role players are speaking with more edge in interviews, in the subtle but telling moments when a missed defensive rotation draws more than just a glance from a teammate. The next few weeks could define not only the move for the coming season, but the trajectory of this franchise for years to come. And as we stand on the edge of whatever comes next for Dub Nation, I can't shake the question: are we witnessing the ignition of our next dynasty push, or the fracture that sends it all crashing down? The thin line between those outcomes is measured in decisions, in trust, in the willingness to fight for the same goal despite personal ambitions. Sound off in the comments. Dub Nation, I'll be right there in the thick of it with you, riding every high and every heartbreak, right here on Warriors News Fan Report. My take? Personally, watching this unfold makes my pulse race, because I've seen this team defy the odds before, turning moments of chaos into fuel for greatness. But this time feels heavier. The personalities are bigger, the stakes sharper, and the margin for error razor thin. If they harness this tension, we could be talking about one of the most inspiring chapters in Warriors history. If they don't, it could be the season that changes everything.